and welcome to the Drop Dead Reviews show. We don't actually have a name for this yet. We're tired.
It's not really a show. We don't do it enough for it to be a show, but
This is
a feature.
This is our first.
Feature.
This is our first in the new series. We did shoot some stuff earlier this month, but it's not going out.
No.
So this is our first episode, and this week we are doing our video review for Crackdown 2. Our written review has been up on the site now for a few days. And that's what it's going to work from now on. We're going to write the written review, and then maybe a week later we're going to do a video review, because 99% of our audience are the hardcore who want to read the reviews and want to, learn what is the game about, not just hear the scores. So, let's start very simply. Are we fans of 2?
Of 2, it's kind of hard to call, because if you're a fan of 1, technically you should be a fan of 2. Because, in all honesty, they're really the same game. I haven't. It's like, aside from 4-player co-op, there is no real difference. I don't think. Not really.
And the Destroyed City, I've found that the Destroyed City has upset me quite a lot, because there's this weird geometry, because they're using the same engine. It's the weird geometry where there might be something just a little bit out of line, and if you're jumping for it, you may not be able to grab it, even though your hands are quite clearly there. Like your hands are there, and just because the geometry is a little bit weird.
I've noticed that as well. Like if something's at a slight angle and you jump for it, you won't be able to grab it because it's not completely level. It doesn't work as well as it did in the first one. The controls in general just feel a bit more clunky, but again, that could really just be the lack of evolution in the game itself. It doesn't really.
Well, see, that's another one of the problems. Is that the orbs are the content. That's what it feels like. I remember in the first one, the orbs were fun and like something to do that you do with your mates and just screw around with. But you could play it. You could play it by yourself. You could.
It's not as fun.
It wasn't as fun, but you could play it by yourself, and you would get a laugh out of it. The stuff you could do, you get a laugh out of it. This time round,
if you're not playing with friends, it's really just not.
The orbs seem like the content. It seems like the game. It's Crackdown 2: The Grind. Should be the subtitle. It really should, because that's what it is. The whole they designed it so the idea is get the orbs, get the orbs, get the orbs. And it's like you get to a point in the story where it's like you can't get this high. You need to get more orbs.
Do more. But,
don't get me wrong, I love
it's still it's still like, I mean, it's still a lot of, it's very compelling to get them all, and they have the ones that run away from you now and the driving orbs and stuff like that. I like them. They're a good addition. I wish they were in the first one.
The multiplayer is more enforced than ever before. You got those like 4 pods you need to stand on, and then the orbs start running. Yeah,
but like, I don't know. It's good, but it's not 3 years later good. I don't think it's 3
years later. You'd expect Crackdown 2.0 or at least Crackdown 1.5. This is Crackdown 1.3. Now I'm going to say this is obviously because Real Time Worlds didn't make this one. It was Real Time Worlds went off and made APB, which is okay. We haven't reviewed it yet, but then it split off and came back and made Crackdown 2.
I think
you can see why it's 1.3, because it's not technically 3 years later. It's more like
I've heard that they have 8 months development time on the thing. So to be honest, I do think it's probably the best they could have done in that space of time and still come out with a game that worked. Because it does work. Like the formula works. It's still fun. The multiplayer works. It's a lot of fun. The competitive stuff, not great. Maybe if they had another month or 2 development time, it could have been better. But again, it's still all very fun.
Now, here's the ultimate question for you and me. My favourite memory of Xbox Live is when Crackdown 2, when Crackdown 1 came out. And we were playing, and we were near a construction site, one of the tallest ones in the game, a construction site. And I jumped down, and smashed on top of a van, and hijacked the van. And I'm there waiting at the traffic lights, because that's how I drive in games. I don't want cops, I don't want all that fun. We were taking the piss, role playing.
We are the cops, though.
So I was sitting there, just waiting at the traffic lights, and then you run by.
You just hear an explosion, and I run by.
You run by with this lamp post in your hands, just running by me, and we're at an X junction or a T junction, whatever you call it. And you get to the middle of the T, and there's this big lorry just and then the thing spins and slams down on the front of my thing, and I flip, and that's it. I think,
is such a.
Does that still exist? Does the insanity of that still exist, or have the freaks ruined it?
The insanity still exists. I think the freaks add to it, to be honest. I kind of wish the freaks were in the first one. Maybe not as a huge a part as Crackdown.
You released them at the end.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I still don't remember them from the first game at all, but I wish they were in the first one with a more substantial role, but not one as overpowering as the one they have in Crackdown 2, because every night they're out.
But yeah,
it gets tiresome.
Do you remember in the first one when you go back to Shai-Gen Island? They're out there and they're causing havoc on Shai-Gen all the time.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I'm sorry, I just don't.
Okay, here's Shai-Gen. Here's the main building. You know,
I remember when you let them
the
out.
bit where you drive up.
I do remember you fight them in that big lab place, but I just don't remember.
They get out.
Them getting out. I just don't remember that.
They get out.
I don't know.
So what's the verdict? Because I'm saying,
I don't know.
if you haven't played the first one, play this one. But make sure you're playing with friends.
No, you can play with strangers.
Make sure you're playing online.
Yeah, when I had the review copy, like, none of you had it, obviously, so I couldn't play with anyone I knew on my friends list. So I just went on with strangers, or set myself to an open game and had people randomly joining. And it's actually a lot of fun, even if you don't talk to them. Because the first time I had it, I didn't even know they'd joined. I was just driving around having my ass kicked. There's freaks everywhere. And the next thing, a helicopter just comes up over the hill and, like, you know, Biscuit Cake 527, whatever his name was, just comes up over the hill. There's rockets everywhere. I'm like, thank you. You saved me.
So, what's your verdict? I'm saying, if you haven't played the first one, definitely play this one. If you have played the first one and you're looking for something to tide you over until your Call of Duty, your Medal of Honor, or Halo, or in my particular taste, Dead Rising 2.
There's a lot of good games coming out.
There are
this
a
year,
lot,
so.
and Fallout. Definitely get it if you're looking for a jump. But at the same time, Monkey Island 2's out. I mean,
there are better options out there.
Death Spank's out.
It's kind of sad for me to say, because like I wanted this game to be so good. I wanted this game to be good so badly, because it's
of the memories.
Yeah, like I wanted. But I don't. As you say, if you haven't played the first one, this is probably the better experience of the two to try, I think. If you hadn't played, like, the only reason we prefer,
played the first one,
if you haven't played the first one, the only reason you'd prefer the first one is if you played it before, because memories always make things out to be better than they actually are. But I feel if you haven't played the first one, this is probably the one to get. The second one is. If you have played the first one, the only reason I'd really recommend the second one is if you loved it so much, you just have to get a few more hours of it in before you decide to never play again.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm
saying 7.
I don't know. It's.
I was leaning
towards
6.5,
sometimes, but then you just.
But they announced that they are releasing the Keys of the City pack.
Yeah.
So that gave me the extras. You know, that put me up to 7.
I'd rather actually like see that before I factor it into the review, but.
Well, just playing co-op and playing multiplayer and just. I'm saying 7. It's not a must-have.
No.
But like when we reviewed in the very beginning, if you're a fan, I'd say get it. Otherwise, rent it and give it a go. Play the demo.
Yeah, definitely rent it.
Play the demo.
Yeah, the demo.
Because the demo is most of the game.
More or less just confined to like one island or something like that, I think. But
so
I lean towards a 7. I do lean towards a 7, but it's just when you're having fun in it, you're just having so much fun that I just have to boost its score a little bit. Because just when it's good, it is really, really good. It's not quite an 8 though. I don't feel it's an 8, so I stick with 7.5. I think that's a good score. I think that's a fair score.
Alright, well that's it from us. Crackdown 2, 7.5. Read the review on DropDeadReviews-Crackdown. And if you're a regular listener to the podcast, we're sorry. We've been busy. I've been sick. Nikki's been busy with a new baby.
I was ready, but no. For once everyone else was decided, oh no, we can't have that.
And he's got work.
Yeah,
so,
I have work.
We'll see you next time. Check out Crackdown 2.